to train them is my guide.
TLPC Nation, my people. This is Professor Joel, and we're doing session 2 of Pokemon D&D. This because half the party could not be here. We're doing like a side quest mission, fun little session. So with that being said, we're going to celebrate the holiday of Christmas time. So it's going to be more oriented around that. Let's get this party started, everybody, and let's have some fun. So we're going to recap a little bit from last session. Last session, we had the party meet Professor Oak. And, you know, they got their Pokédexes, they got their quest, which was to go to Viridian City, find Blue, grab the parcel, you know, the notes that Professor Oak needs, and return it back to Pallet Town to Professor Oak. In the mix of all that, on Route 1 in the forest area, they encountered a strong territorial squad of Caterpie, Metapod, and there was 2 alpha Pokemon in the mix, one being a Weedle, one being a Caterpie, and they were fighting, you know, some good odds there, and they came out on top. It was great, it was fun. Now that one of those Pokemon went down, they decided it'd be best just to go back to Pallet Town, take a day, rest up, heal up, and then try to go to Route 1 again and, you know, get to Viridian City. So that is the recap of what happened. It looks like in the mix of all that, they caught almost the whole squad of Caterpie Metapod. Caught the 2 alphas, caught the Metapod, the Kakuna, caught some other Weedles and Caterpies. So basically that whole family is now a part of the party. So on their way back to Pallet Town from Route 1, some things happened when they got back to Pallet Town. So when they got back to Pallet Town, the party came across Flint, which is Brent here. This is one of our guys from TLPC. He's loved Pokemon as long as me, so you know he's a true fan. It's great to have him here. With that being said, he's never played D&D, so he wants to get in the mix, and you know we're happy to have him part of the party. So his character Flint was found by the party in the southern part of Pallet Town, near this on the shoreline, and it looked like Flint was knocked unconscious. The party found him there, was worried about him, brought him back to the Professor Oak's lab for recovery, and I believe they all rested over the night. I know that Nicholas, Joey's character, is studying the Alpha Caterpie with Professor Oak, and I do know that Finn's character Alec is staying with Blue's mom because Blue is his hero, just kind of reminiscing and enjoying, you know, being around her and his hero's mom. With that being said, let's start this party. That is the recap. You guys have rested. You guys wake up the next day. I believe you guys, Mike's character Brawley and Jazzy Fox, you guys stayed at Professor Oak's lab overnight? Alrighty. So the 3 of you are in the same spot, the laboratory, and that's where we're going to start things. The next day, you guys wake up, and what do you do?
So, after waking up, so everybody's awake now, right?
Yeah, I feel like one of the first things I should do is introduce myself to you.
Yeah, I was gonna go over to Flint and introduce myself.
Awesome. Now that we
and
got...
ask him how he's doing, like, because we found him in pretty rough shape, so I wanted to check in on him.
Wouldn't we not know his name yet because he was passed out, so we wouldn't
Right.
know Flint's name?
Right. That's why I said I was going to go over and introduce myself. But for sake being of what my character is doing, I use his name.
Alright, so you walk over to the unconscious character that we do not technically know his name yet. And how do you respond to Brawley putting out a hand and trying to introduce himself?
Now, Brawley's the bigger guy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like first I would be a little...
I look really young, but I'm big and muscular.
So I feel like my first thought, being approached by Mike like that, or being by Brawley, would be kind of standoffish a little bit.
I'm also using I'm not being abrupt. I'm like, hey man, how are you doing? You're in rough shape. Name's Raleigh.
Okay, cool. Well, in that case then, I'm Flint. Thanks for checking in on me, man.
Pleasure to meet you, man. Glad you're doing alright.
Yeah.
Alright, now that we have the first introduction of Brent's character Flint, I want to pause real quick and I want Brent to explain Flint, who he is, what's he look like, what's he about, his backstory. Let's get an insight on Flint's character.
First off, I'd like to say it's glad to be back here at TLPC. Missed you guys. Let's get back to this now. I just had to say that to the...
Always got to give love to TLPC Nation.
Got to.
That is an always.
Now, my character Flint is going to be the grandchild of Blaine from Cinnabar Island. And unlike the family being scientists and working through the gym, being all fire, my character liked the water aspect and how majestic it looked, rather than the flames and destruction and all the damage you could output. So I like the majestic style more, and Blaine, being the Master Chief that he is, Grandpa, didn't like that. So he kind of threw me out in the ocean on a cruise ship to kind of get rid of me. And that's when they met me.
Wait, you were on a cruise ship? So how did you...
He was thrown off the cruise ship by his grandpa. And then he washed up on the shore.
So your grandpa threw you off of the cruise ship into the water.
For not wanting to take the same path as the rest of the family.
That seems abusive.
Well, when you're 15, I guess you feel you're old enough to make your own decisions. So,
By throwing him off.
get off my ship. It's fire. It's fire,
not
not water.
even...
How dare you pick our weakness? Pretty much, that's probably what he's saying. You like the water so much, why don't you live in the water?
How did you meet your starter? And what is your starter? Have you introduced your starter?
Have not introduced my starter. So, my starter is a boy Froakie named Jishki, and he was given to me as an egg. While my parents were traveling, they acquired an egg of a Froakie, and they gave him to me because they know that I have such a love for water Pokemon. And what better Pokemon to start off with your child with than a Froakie, baby Froakie?
Absolutely. It's a great Pokemon.
Yeah.
Especially for a water type. So how long have you had Froakie?
Since birth, since he hatched out of the hatchling.
So for years.
Yeah, we've definitely built a bond.
Alright, cool. So you have that bond. Perfect. He's your main guy.
He's my Jishki.
Awesome. That's cool. Is there anything else you'd want to describe about your character before we start things?
Pretty much, my guy is just a fast hand, fast moving, pretty much almost like a ninja.
High dexterity?
Very high dexterity, but not really the brightest one out of the bunch.
You want to explain what your character looks like?
So my character, to me, I envision, based off of my roles, my guy's kind of on the shorter side, kind of slender, skinny, kind of like a ninja, more like a athletic build.
Alright, so what would you say is like the age, the height, and...
Yeah, I would say like 15, maybe 14, 15 age. And height, probably, I don't know, what's a good height for a 15-year-old? Like 5'4"?
No, I'd say probably like 5'10". You know, 6 foot's pretty tall.
I'm 5'1", and my
5'1".
brother's 14, and he's already.
I mean,
40.
5'8". You know, 5'8" to like 6 foot. That's
I
reasonable.
feel like 5'6". Pick up sticks.
Alright, cool.
That's my height. 5'8", 5'6".
So alright, so you're 5'8"?
I'm 5'6", pick up sticks.
Alright, 5'6". Okay, understood. So cool. Is there anything else before we get started that you want to explain?
You know, I kind of want to say because I got thrown off, I kind of have trust issues at the moment.
Okay, trust issues. Got it.
So out the gate, I'm going to be dealing with that.
All right. Well, thank you, Brent, and thank you, Flint, for explaining your character. So you guys just introduced each other. It looks like it was a pretty, friendly, positive approach for the most part. I didn't feel any negative vibes going on. Just maybe a lot of respect there for trying to get to know one another. Jazz, what are you doing?
I'm kind of just, at the moment, kind of like, because of my background and how I've been raised and, my criminalness, that I'm kind of like staying back, keeping an eye out, just feeling it out, feeling him out, not giving any bad vibes or anything, but, just being aware and feeling, like, observing.
Okay.
Because I'm still trying to get used to everyone else too, like Mike and everyone.
Yeah, makes totally sense
So
with your character. Yeah, makes total sense. Real quick, can we touch on like your complexion?
My guy?
Yeah, and like maybe what you're wearing for your character, so the audience has a good visual of how to perceive you.
Let me go more about my character a little bit more, okay?
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm trying to.
I feel like my guy was definitely sheltered, so never really been around people. I only knew my Froakie and other party Pokemon that I have. Those are really my only companions I didn't know. I lived a sheltered life, and kind of like my first take on the real world. Never really been on it. Kind of clueless on what I'm doing. So with that, I'm definitely, a redheaded.
So lighter complexion.
Yeah.
And then what would you be wearing? Like, what's your attire?
I'm wearing like a beach shirt, like a Bahama shirt. Like I was just on a cruise ship.
All right.
So I was wearing shorts and like a Hawaiian t-shirt, like a beach shirt with a Pokemon. Right.
Okay, I like it. All right, so back to the story now that I got a good visual of what character. Shoeless?
Yeah, now I'm shoeless because I was wearing flip-flops, but I'm
lost your flip-flops.
Yeah.
Well, maybe when you go outside, you can make a perception check and see if you can find your flip-flops out there. With that being said, we're gonna get back to the storyline. Looks like Jazz is just kind of checking things out. You two have introduced each other. You're in the lab. I'd have to say that Professor Oak, is coming over to check up on you, and we'll play from there. Well, hello there, youngster. Are you okay? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Thank you.
Of course, Gramps got to look out, Professor Oak. With that being said, what's your passion in life? What's your goal? What do you want to do?
Right now,
what's your purpose?
Right now, I'm just in shock. My grandpa threw me overboard. I kind of don't really know what to do. I'm kind of my first time out in the world without guidance. So, Professor Oak.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
What do you think?
What's your name?
I'm Flint.
Flint. Pleasure to meet you. You guys shake hands, or at least he puts his hand out to shake your hand. Well, Flint.
I flinch.
How would you feel about receiving a Pokedex and starting a Pokemon journey with all these wonderful people that you have beside you.
A Pokemon journey? What's that mean?
That means if you want, you can go out, venture the land that we have, here in Kanto region, catch Pokemon that you might like or find interest in. And if you want, a lot of people like to take on the gym challenge, where they go around and they battle gym leaders and they acquire badges, which allows them to take on the Elite Four and have an opportunity to become a champion.
I know about gym battles. My grandpa is a gym leader. I've seen many battles in my life.
Alright, well, would you be interested?
I would love to.
Alright, well, let me hook you up with a Pokedex.
Maybe one day I'll even run my own gym.
I like that. I think I see a lot of awesome potential in you. What type of gym would you have?
I would have a weakness gym.
A weakness gym? So, like, what type of Pokemon type would you specialize in?
I would specialize in countering my own weaknesses with my party team.
Okay, so is there a specific type that you would run with your gym? Or focus on?
All types.
All types. I don't think I've ever heard of that before. Well, we'll see if we can get that situated, but...
It would be kind of like a rainbow gym.
A rainbow gym? Well, I don't know if that's a possible thing, but maybe by the time you strive to be a gym leader, we can make something new. I like that you have a dream, though, Flint. Here's a Pokédex for you. By the way, fill out that Pokédex. We're encountering a new thing and trying to put research on is alpha Pokemon. So if you come across alpha Pokemon, catch them. I'd love to study those. Bring them on back. And maybe there might be a special reward for you. If you fill your Pokédex, by the way, at least the Kanto region Pokédex, and you come back to me, there's definitely a nice reward for you. For everyone that achieves such a thing, we're trying to get more research on Pokemon that we already have. And that's what I love, just finding out new things about Pokemon.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'll
Flint.
do the best I can.
I believe in you, youngster. Well, guys, are you guys doing good? Is it Brawley, right?
Yep.
I hear that you guys had a fearsome battle on Route 1.
We sure did. Sure did.
And I hear that you also caught an alpha Pokemon.
That's right.
That is awesome. This is a new phenomenon that we're studying, and may I see your alpha Pokemon real quick?
Yeah, sure. I'll let you check out Buzzbuggle.
Buzzbuggle.
And I hand him over the Alpha Weedle.
Like the Pokeball?
Yep.
So he takes the Pokeball, has a great smile on his face, releases the Pokemon. Go Buzzbuggle! And you see this ting 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 shine, and it's going to be this 3 times probably above average size of a Weedle. And it comes out looking, instead of its normal color, it comes out looking more yellow. And I'm like, wow! Not only is it about 3 times the size of this normal Weedle, but it's a whole different color. This is a very rare Pokemon. This mighty fine catch. He looks over at Brawley. He hands him a potion. Hands him $200. And hands him a Pokeball.
Just a regular Pokeball?
Yeah, just one Pokeball. Here's a little reward for the incentive of what you caught here. Thank you for allowing me to just take a great blessing of a sight at this Pokemon. I would love maybe one day that you come back and you stay in Pallet Town, I could actually have some time to study this. This would be great. Awesome. Well, guys, Jazz, how are you doing?
I'm good.
What's your character's name?
I'm sitting.
Jess.
I'm sitting there petting Buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you back your Pokeball. As I'm just like, as Professor Oak is just loving the sight of what he sees.
So while he's doing that, my Froakie's just kind of running around doing exercises.
Okay.
Like,
Very active.
yeah.
Turns into
Okay. I take notice of that. You have a very active Froakie, Flint.
Yeah, he doesn't like to stay around in one place too long. Honestly, I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. He doesn't really like to stay in his Pokeball too much, either.
I could understand that. Some Pokemon don't. I came across a long time ago a Pikachu and a boy named Ash. And that Pikachu definitely didn't like Pokeballs, never would stay in the Pokeball, was definitely a rebel, but very, very beautiful Pokemon at heart. Had a big heart. And I think Ash and Pikachu, they shared that strength in common as they made their connection among their phenomenal journey that they've had. With that being said, Jazz, what did you catch? Let me check out your Pokédex.
After giving Buzz Bugwell some more
Okay, my
affection, I
Pokédex.
returned him to his Pokeball.
Excellent.
Make fun of him by saying his accent.
What?
So I'm gonna somewhat accidentally use that accent. I copy way too often. I hand over my Pokédex to you.
Awesome. Professor Oak takes a look, sees that you've not only caught a Caterpie but a Weedle,
Yeah.
and he is very impressed that, in just a short amount of time you've already started to fill up that Pokédex. And he asks you a question. Hey Jazz, how many Pokeballs did you end up using in your encounter here? Trying to fill up this Pokédex. Says, I want to reward you trying.
I think I used them all. Yeah, I used all my Pokeballs.
Well, to encourage you to catch more Pokemon and to fill up your Pokédex, here's...
Wait. Oh, I have one Pokeball left.
Well, here's 3 Pokeballs just to kind of pad your opportunity, increase your opportunity to catch more Pokemon and fill that Pokédex. That is always my #1 goal
So
with
you
new
give
trainers.
4?
Yes, you have 4 now.
Could you hand me the blue pen by chance?
You got 3 Pokemon.
Gee, Mr. Oak. If you're handing
Oh.
stuff out
The light blue.
for people that have Pokemon, I
How
too have other Pokemon.
do you? Let me see. Oh, well, I guess you wouldn't have it registered in your Pokédex yet, but let me see what you have.
Just toss it.
I summoned out of my Pokeball a Pidgey, a girl Pidgey named Olga, and a girl Weedle named Jessica.
Alright, so we have a flying type. I like that. He goes over and he kind of puts out his arm and he just, looks at Pidgey in a very, calming and positive way. And you see Olga, your Pidgey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fly over, because you released it, right?
Yeah.
Fly over and land on Professor Oak's arm. He pets the Pidgey, gives the Pidgey some love and affection, and says, you have a mighty fine Pidgey. I can see it's a little bit above average in height and size and weight, and I can see that it has a very fierce but loving nature. I hope it protects you and serves you well. And he lifts up his arm as in, to have the Pidgey fly back to you.
Fly away, Pidgey.
And then, did you say you have a Weedle?
Yeah, I do.
Let me see that Weedle.
Here's Jessica.
You release Jessica.
Oh, they're both released.
Oh, both released. He takes a look at Jessica. He kneels down and just, gets close and pets the Weedle. Gives also the Weedle some love and affection as he's examining the Weedle.
And this is also a Nimble Weedle. Weedle with Nimble, so...
I can see that this Weedle might not be large, but I feel like this Weedle is nimble and very quick in nature, which probably is going to serve you when it comes to, dodging attacks, which might be very beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Well,
I have big plans for Jessica.
excellent. I love hearing that. You have love for the Pokemon. Well, Flint, I want to give you a little starter bonus as well. Start out your journey. Here's 5 Pokeballs that you may add to your arsenal. And with that being said, fill up that Pokédex. By the way, guys, I should let you know that overnight we had a snowstorm. And so 2 feet of snow is outside at least, maybe more. It is still constant downpour of snowflakes. Consistent snowflakes falling to the ground. Why don't you go enjoy yourself? A little time out in the snow before we regather everyone and we have everyone go back to Route 1 and try to get to Viridian City. If you guys just want to enjoy the day, we're going to take a day where everyone's enjoying the snow. I don't think it would be a super wise decision to try to get to Viridian City in the snow.
As he's saying this, I'm already grabbing my hiker's pack, this giant backpack, putting it on, and I'm like walking out the door.
Alright, I like his initiative. See you later, Brawly. I expect great things from the son of Brock.
Joel, did you give me any money too? You said, or just Pokeballs?
I believe it's just Pokeballs.
Okay,
Yeah, just
making sure.
I gave Brawly / Mike's character a little bit of money initiative because
He got the.
he has an alpha, and that's what Professor Oak's kind of focusing on, studying his alpha Pokemon, because it's kind of more of a new phenomenon to study.
Cool. I was just making sure because I was changing my inventory.
So if you guys have the opportunity to catch alpha Pokemon, I would probably seize that opportunity. That, and whenever you're back in Pallet Town, you're probably going to get a reward.
Cool.
Especially if you let Professor Oak spend some time and study up on the Pokemon, probably a bigger reward. With that being said, Brawly is heading out the door. Farewell, everybody. Good luck.
Alright, I'm chasing after him.
I'm just walking slowly behind. I'm just chilling. I'm not in a rush or anything.
First opportunity of me being able to go outside. Best believe I was trying to do that.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to go outside and look and see if there's any ice Pokemon, any winter Pokemon that washed up in the storm.
Alrighty, party. You have now walked outside of the laboratory, and you see that it's snowing. The bushes, the trees all have snow on them. It is about 2 feet at least, maybe a little bit more, and just snow everywhere. That is what you guys are seeing. And, all the buildings have snow on them. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna let my Pidgey out so we can enjoy the snow. My Froakie is obviously, I've let you know that it doesn't like being Pokeball, so he's usually chilling on me or following and like jumping off stuff.
Alright.
So he's kind of not jumping off stuff, just staying by me trying to stay warm.
The Froakie?
Yeah.
Makes complete sense.
But I let the Pidgey go fly and like kind of observe.
Alright, so Flint, you take your Pokeball, you throw it out, you release. Pidgey comes on out. Pidgey! 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 Very happy to be outside this Pokeball. And kind of a surprise to see this weather, because this weather is very rare and unheard of in this area. So it's enjoying it, but almost in shock in a way. And then definitely, as it's flying around, I think it perched on your shoulder because it's probably getting, fairly cold. So it's probably wanting to, be warm. And you're probably one of the warmest objects in the area. So it's perched on your shoulder, just, enjoying itself, but also trying to stay warm at the same time. And you do realize that in the snow, with how your character's attire is, that you are probably getting fairly cold.
Yeah.
Do you want to perhaps go back to where you remember being found and look for at least your sandals?
Or did Professor Oak not give him warmer clothes? Because I feel like Professor Oak would have given him something, like shoes.
He probably, just being in his old age, probably forgot, but I feel like if you were to go back inside and say something to Professor Oak,
Okay.
he would probably give you some warmer.
Could I just say that he's too preoccupied with the snow that I just already subconsciously went back and was like, oh, this is gonna be too cold for him, and got him clothes. Even though I'm standoffish, I still don't want other people to get in a bad
I can work with
spot.
that. So
could I say that in their distraction, I'm gonna go back to Professor Oak real quick and talk to him and be like,
yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking maybe that, or I could just like follow Mike out and then instantly turn around.
Whatever pathway you guys want to go, let's go for it. But Professor Oak, once is notified about the scenario, he's like, oh my goodness, yes. Let's give everyone a little bit of extra clothes if you guys aren't already suited for such weather. So the whole party, if you weren't already suited in the correct attire, has a little bit extra clothes, whether it be, you know, maybe some gloves, a beanie, a coat.
Whatever our character didn't have that we needed, we have now. Okay.
Exactly.
Cool. I can work with that.
Alright, cool. So you're all outside now in proper attire and not totally freezing your butts off. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna look at them and be like, hey guys, I really wanna go check out the forest. I've heard
read it from the top.
I've heard some pretty cool stories, and I'd be interested in looking to see if I can find any relics out there. You guys want to come with me? I know it can be pretty dangerous because the last time we were out there.
Yeah, it'd be best if no one goes on their own.
Any time on an adventure is the time to train.
Alright, well, you guys stay close to me, and let's head on out.
Yeah.
We start heading towards the forest of Route 1.
Yeah, we're heading out. I'm kind of, once again, I'm still kind of just sitting back. So
taking the lead.
Well, did you
Alright,
read all of it?
You guys head toward Route 1?
Yeah, the forest of Route
I'm
1.
putting my Pidgey away.
Did you get to read all of it?
Yeah. I feel like on that bottom part of what you wrote, next time you see Professor Oak, I would definitely say something about that, because that could be its own, like, quest for you and potential, you know, down the campaign, we could set something up.
But does both of those sound good?
Oh, that sounds great. Did
you like
you
how I
explain to, like in the first session?
No, but that's because I also, it's...
Did you want it to be more of a secret?
Yeah.
Okay. Totally respect it. I just want to make sure everyone had the opportunity to...
I would do it like I were next time I
Or maybe
talk to
just
him
have it
separately.
open as the campaign goes on. People will learn more about your character.
Yeah, that's what the plan was. As you read, I don't yet.
Right. I like it. It's great. I really I like it all. Especially the bottom part. I think it's really cool. Alright, let's continue. So we're going toward Route 1, the three of you, as your other party companions are occupied with other things. So what's the mission? You said you want to find a relic?
Did we make it into the forest yet?
Well,
I would say
think-
there's more in the plains area.
So
You know,
he's
just-
trying to find a relic. I'm just.
Well, I'm not necessarily trying to do that yet. I'm trying to make it to the forest first
Can
before
I-
start trying to do any of that.
Okay.
Yeah, right now my Froaky's kind of just blowing bubbles and like watching it
But does snow
act differently in
even?
the snow than it normally does.
Because the freezing
Can
temperature.
My
I-
Froaky's aware.
Right. So I would say.
Can I bring out Migi? Not that I'm trying to use Migi to fight. I
Yeah,
just
just-
want to let him out.
Oh, do that. So you release your Pokeball. Me comes out.
What's that?
Alright, I should
Migi
say
is
that
a
because
Dino.
it can't really say its own name, but it's a
Dino.
a Dino.
Dino? Yep.
Alright,
Do you know
so
what it is?
she releases Migi from the Pokeball.
Nice.
Dino! Dino! I don't think I fully explained how I got Migi the last time. Did I?
Your character has been very secretive, or
That is
shy.
true.
I
Did
should
you
say.
want to
This is true.
explain how to the
No,
party how you got?
I could just keep it. I could just keep it like where I didn't really explain
That's
because
the Dark Dragon, right?
yeah, Migi's the
Or Dino?
Dino. Yeah.
Scan it with your Pokedex if you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's D&D,
Oh, I
bro.
could
You have a
do it
Pokedex,
that
so-
way too.
Huh?
Because I don't fully know what Dino is in
Okay.
technicality because of how I got him. He's a Pokemon I haven't seen before.
So do you want to scan the Pokemon with your Pokedex?
Yeah, because he's not in my Pokédex, so I'm going to scan him. Though I have a pretty good idea because of my background, and we have to know what kind of Pokemon we're, transporting.
So you have a good...
I have a good, basic knowledge of what he is.
What it is.
Yeah, but I don't have,
Alright, so
Yeah,
the Pokédex. The Pokédex speaks out to you as you're scanning. It can't see, so its first approach is examining things to bite them. You will be covered in wounds until Dino warms up to you. And then
That's time.
also that is the cry that you hear for the Pokemon. That has been registered in the Pokédex. Hang on, let's see here. There's another feature.
Dino, the irate Pokemon. It can't see, so its first approach to examining things is to bite them. You will be covered in wounds until a Dino warms up to you.
And that's what you hear from the Pokédex. I didn't know that had a feature. I'm gonna start using that. With that being said, everybody, so she has scanned Dino.
And what typing is it?
It is a Dark Dragon type, and it's considered the irate Pokemon.
You guys all got colored special colors. Oh, that's true, you didn't. Yeah, you did.
Actually, you guys noticed with your Dino, with the Dino, that it has the black and the blue, but the spots on it.
So it's like a color variant, but not shiny.
Yeah, just little different.
Because the shiny looks
So the spots are normally what looks like maroon/purple. What's your favorite color, Jazz? Maroon? Well, then
or
it's
aqua.
aqua. So I'm gonna say the spots are gonna be baby blue instead of maroon. So slight color difference. Cool. Give everyone a little extra love with their starter. Make it a little bit more special. Did you want any color alterations with your Froakie?
Oh, did you want me to add any physical features of myself?
Honestly, I feel like it'd be really cool if it was like kind of had a reddish tint.
So like blue with red, or
Yeah, like blue
let me
with red.
take a look.
Because I feel like
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So where it's blue, it's gonna stay blue, but also has white on the Froakie.
yeah,
So where it's white, what color did you say?
like a red or like orange.
Pick one.
Because it doesn't let me
Red
do
or
all
orange?
gems.
Let's go orange.
Which annoys me.
Okay, so where the Froakie would be white is now orange.
Cool.
Cool. Alright guys, let's get back to it.
So that's like baby blue and orange.
Yes. Yeah, your Froakie's slightly different color, skin orientation. Just make it a little bit more special. Question. Raleigh, do you have any Pokemon out? Or is all your Pokemon in
No,
their
all my
Pokeballs?
Pokemon are in their Pokeballs right now.
Alrighty. So you guys are, on the plains of Route 1, enjoying the snow, just kind of like enjoying the scenery. Might not be something you guys are used to. Guys, I know that your mission is to head toward the forest. Is that where you guys are just beelining while you're enjoying this yourselves?
I don't know.
I'm headed straight for the forest.
Where you guys probably encountered the Caterpie, the Weedle,
Can I
all them.
can I have my Froakie check the environment out?
Yes. Roll a perception check, and then tell me what your perception bonus is after you roll.
What will that be for?
D20.
Hey, babe. What gen is his Pokemon?
Gen 6.
Plus whatever your modifier is.
So the fire red and leaf
So my
green?
modifier would be plus
That would be
5.
considered Gen 1.
For perception.
I don't like my app.
I think Fire Red and Leaf Green were like among the Gen 3 era as remakes, so that might help.
I don't know. It just.
Do you want me to see your phone or?
It's a +2, so you got
It doesn't
16.
give me the option to
Alright.
do all gens.
I rolled a
listed here.
And that's why it's
Cool, thank you.
complicated, because I don't know
I
what
rolled a
gen
16,
each
Joel.
Pokemon is in.
Roll a 16. Okay. That figured out, like, you know, after session.
I believe I'm what? Gen 5?
You're Gen 6.
6? Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so with the 16, and you're just trying to have your Froakie just see what's out there.
Yeah.
So, for the most part, all the normal Pokemon that you'd probably see in this area are, you know, hiding away, trying to stay warm. Froakie doesn't really notice, you know, anything out of the ordinary. Probably just so caught up in enjoying the sight of the snow falling. In probably, you know, like very far distance, Froakie does notice a Pokemon moving, like not completely at the forest, but toward the entrance of the forest, because you guys are approaching that. You know, Froakie does notice a Pokemon. It definitely doesn't recognize, but it's like going through the snow, you know, in a sense, quite quickly. It did catch that.
Okay. Can I act on that?
I mean, you can tell the party. You can communicate with Froakie.
Yeah,
See.
I'm definitely gonna tell everyone, or
So I would say
I'm gonna ask Froakie what
exactly.
what he saw.
Communicate with Froakie. Give me an animal handling check.
All right, an animal handling.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to roll d20 and then give me your animal handling stat bonus
You got
to
it.
see if you can communicate with Froakie.
So,
That's a 6.
Plus what?
so that's
with a 4 plus 2.
4 plus 2.
So 8. So Froakie is definitely trying to like point, but you're
Wait.
not getting.
How's
Like,
that an 8?
No, 6. He
6.
just misspoke.
Oh,
okay, so 6 total.
yeah.
It
Okay.
was a 4 plus 2.
With that being said, he's trying to communicate to you, but all you really understand is a direction. You don't understand anything else outside of a direction.
So I'm gonna tell everyone that he sees something that way. I'm not sure what it is, but it's got his attention.
Okay.
So he normally doesn't act up on nothing.
Okay. Alright. So what do you guys do with that?
That being said, can I try and see what Brent's calling out?
Yeah, make a perception check. So you see, you
I'll do
look
it
in the
too.
direction that you. Alright, let me see your check too before I say anything.
What is this again?
Perception.
Perception.
Plus 3, which is 17.
17.
So Mike's perception, it happened so fast, and it was at such a far distance that you didn't really catch anything. But with a 17, you were more kind of laid back in the sense of just you're always good at like from your background perceiving things and kind of always checking out the scene that you're pretty sure that you caught what Froakie saw. And with that being said, what you thought you saw, and it happened real quick, just kind of like, it was like a quick dash, a Pokemon making like, you know, a quick dash toward the forest area. That's what you saw, was a Pokemon making a dash. And it's definitely a Pokemon that you probably don't realize. All you saw is that it had fur, had 4 legs, and maybe some antlers. Maybe some antlers. So that's what you saw.
So I'm gonna speak up and be like, hey, I saw what you were talking about that Froakie saw. It was definitely a Pokemon heading towards the forest. Nothing, I couldn't really tell like super details besides that it had possible antlers and, you know, was just heading to the forest.
Well, It has antlers. I think we should check it out.
Onward!
Alright, so the party is now going toward what they thought they saw.
Okay, now, because we're going in there, Froaky's in his ball, and I'm more on like a defensive posture.
Okay.
Ready to like...
Same. I want to bring my,
I believe I have the ability to like aim my Pokeballs and throw it.
What was that?
With my, I believe I have my...
Well, I don't think that's an ability you get until... This is the ability you have for your class.
My quick feet.
Yeah. You still have certain moves that you need to be able to level up
Okay,
again.
cool.
Alright, so you guys have now approached the forest area. You're searching for what you thought you saw, but at least the original Pokemon that you thought you saw probably went into the forest a bit, just to kind of enjoy itself in the forest. With that being said, you guys want to scan the area.
You said we entered the forest though?
You're like right before the entrance. So you're still you're like in the plains, but you could easily walk your way into the forest.
I'm definitely going in the forest.
You guys don't want to check out the scene beforehand?
I would definitely
Yeah.
like to check
I
out
want
the
to
scene
follow these
beforehand.
footprints. I want to follow these
So
footprints.
I want to go into the forest and start looking for relics. That's what I'm going to be trying to do.
Alright.
I want to check out
Look for,
the scenario,
treasure.
the scene, so that would be what, a perception?
Yeah.
Can I check out for footprints?
So that's an investigation check for the checking for the footprints.
So I'll do my perception check real quick though.
And what are you looking for?
I'm just checking, you said check out the scene?
If you want. You don't have to. I'm just saying
I just want to do another quick scan over before I fully walk in and see if there's anything else I could see. Maybe you could do investigation. I know I don't. However you want. I mean, I'm not investigating for anything specifically.
I'd say yours is more perception, and I'd say Brent is more of an investigation.
Yeah, unless I find something with my perception that I want to investigate, then I'd let you know.
Got it.
6.
It's a D20 still?
Yeah.
So, question. Have you split off from the party? Because you said that you're going into the forest to go do your thing, but they are not in the forest. So I just want to make a confirm if you guys are together or not.
I haven't really said that I'm splitting off yet. All I said was that I was just doing a quick look over one more time before I walk in.
And she was in the back, so I imagine I'm like entering the forest while she's looking around.
Yeah.
Can I try to like kind of keep Mike with the group because...
Well, I'm just trying to
familiar with
determine
them.
actions because it's going to take time for you to perceive and it's going to take time for you to investigate. And if Mike said that he's going to the forest to hunt for relics,
Well,
that's his action.
heading to the forest, so he's still walking in, and I'm
Well,
still
you said
pretty
we
far
weren't
back.
in there yet, so...
So yeah.
Right, but if you say that you're heading in, you're right at the entrance. It's going to take no time to just walk
So,
right in.
But I'm still just like I'm still pretty far behind anyways. Like I wasn't right behind
Can I
you.
roll for the investigation yet?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand the scenario. That way I know whether you guys are together or not. So are you going to hold back while they're doing their thing, or are you going to go
Yeah,
in the forest?
Let's talk about Mike.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on so I can set up the scene here.
Well, I mean, I feel like the scene is pretty set up. So like, Mike stopped to see for the Pokemon or whatever we saw, right? And he was in the front. I was already farther in the back, so it's still gonna give me enough time while I'm walking, while I'm following him, to perceive. I'm not necessarily going to fully, because like it doesn't.
Okay, so you're not going to take long to perceive.
Yeah, it's not like a.
But investigation's definitely going to take some time.
Yeah,
If you're going to take
I'm
some
right
time
at
to
the door.
investigate, that's going to be like some time.
I'm right at the door where
So-
you saw that.
Right. So, with that being said, last time I checked, Mike said that he's heading into the forest to search for relics. That was his action.
His plan was to head in, yeah.
So
So that was your act. Wait.
that's what he's
action?
doing. His action is heading into
That's
the
what
forest.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you going to follow Mike into the forest while you're perceiving, and Brent's
Well-
just investigating?
Well, I will probably see Brent still stopping and trying to investigate, so I'll probably stop Like
So you're
right
gonna
there.
chill
Like
with Brent
right,
for a second?
right where I'm like about to walk in, but I'm gonna like try to keep an eye on Mike and Brent at the same time by just standing and waiting.
Understood.
Because if Brent sees something, then I'll say something to Mike if I'm able to still reach him, or just be like, "Hey, Mike!" Right now, be like, "Hey, Mike, Brent's trying to, or Flint's trying to look at something."
Or Mike getting attacked.
Alright, so Mike is now searching in the forest. We'll have you do your rolls here in a second.
Wait, his investigation.
So you have to make a roll for like treasure,
Do you want
right?
me to do the investigation yet? Or
Yeah,
the
I'm
perception?
doing things in a sequence.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's perception.
Okay, perception to see what you find. Okay, understood.
Nope, I only have. I did not let anything.
Yeah, just roll me perception,
fall
and if it's
below
side,
10.
we'll have you find something.
I'm gonna activate my treasure hunter feature,
Alright, explain to us what that does.
which allows me to roll at advantage as long as I am in a cave, tomb, mountain, or forest.
Perfect.
It said perception. That is a 6.
Alright, so with that being said, you look around and everything is just super covered in snow. You don't really see anything so far, but after I go to what they're doing, I'm gonna let you roll again for another perception check.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, you're just searching in the forest, just peacefully doing your thing. This is home to you because this is your background. You're just enjoying yourself. Alright, so let's go for your perception check outside the forest, just to see if you see like anything of notice.
14.
14, do you have a bonus?
That was with the bonus.
With the bonus?
Yeah, it's 11 plus 3, which is 14.
Okay. I'd say with the 14, you know, like off to like not completely in the forest, but off to like the left of the like entrance. You think you see like something small, like just kind of like wobbling, like from what you can see cutely through.